Yeah.
Well, the Hall of Champions is home to currently 6 retired champion racehorses. Every horse in the barn is a millionaire. They're all pretty big deal. We have 3 thoroughbreds, 2 of whom are Kentucky Derby winners, and we have 3 standardbreds, which Dreamer here is one of those. And if you kind of look behind you at his door, there's a picture of him racing. That's the kind of racing he did. He was a harness racing horse.
It does get cool enough that can you, or don't you want that?
Pardon?
Touch them or you don't want that?
Well, let me just kind of introduce everybody first. So harness horses pull a little 2-wheel cart behind them called a sulky, or nowadays they call it a bike. And this horse, Western Dreamer, actually won their Triple Crown in 1997. So he's a pretty big deal, and he's the only gelding or neutered horse to ever win a racing Triple Crown of any breed. Isn't that right, buddy? Sometimes people come here and they know we have a Triple Crown winner, and then they're disappointed to learn that it's a harness racing Triple Crown winner. But he actually had to race twice each of those days to win his Triple Crown. He had to qualify in the morning in the elimination heat, and then he had to win the final the same day in the afternoon. So that's something no thoroughbred could do. So he's pretty special. And he does love people. He loves to meet everybody. So we will do some kind of hands-on meet and greet with him. He loves to have his picture taken. He's not as crazy about other horses. So he has his own paddock here. He likes other horses to be nearby, but he likes to have a fence between them. Other horses in his paddock make him kind of nervous. And he is kind of an emotional animal. When he was a young colt, he was very nervous, and he would turn in tight circles in his stall, and he started a vice called savaging, which is when a horse will start to bite themselves very severely. And savaging can be really bad vice because sometimes you can't ever get him to stop. But in his case, they gelded him, and that helped him settle down a lot, stop hurting himself, kind of get his mind on the job of racing. He had been purchased as a yearling at auction for $50,000. He was born just up the road at Kentuckiana Farm. Sold for $50,000, which was a pretty good price in the 90s for a yearling standardbred. He was bought by some fellows from Canada, the Daly brothers. Their father had always owned harness horses, and their hope was to get a champion. In his 2-year-old year, he started to make some of his purchase price back. I think he won about $35,000. But his 3-year-old year, he really started to shine. He won the Triple Crown. He was voted 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pacer of the Year in the U.S., and in Canada, he was even voted Horse of the Year. So he won just about every award there was to win in harness racing. Since he is a gelding, he raced until he was about 6 years old, and that's not actually very unusual in harness racing. Their horses tend to get a little bit better with age as compared to a thoroughbred that peak around 3 or 4 years old. It's not unusual to see their Horse of the Year be 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. He earned $1.8 million in his career, so nothing to sneeze at, huh, buddy? And he has been here at the park for over 20 years now. He's 28 years old, and as you can see, he's looking good for an old man. He loves attention. He likes to be in our shows during the season. We have 2 shows a day out here in this pavilion where it's kind of formal. We'll have somebody kind of announce and describe the horse and their history. We'll have highlights of their races we show on the video, and we'll walk them out and pose them for you. And most of our horses, we can't have them in every show or even every day because they get kind of sour on it. Not him. He wants to be in every single show. And he'll get mad, he'll bang on his door and dump his water bucket out. And he's very playful. He has a jolly ball that he plays with, and he likes to toss it around the stall, swing it and bash his chest with it. Sometimes he'll toss it out the window and make us go get it for him. Very handsome, aren't you?
One of ours would fetch it for us.
Really?
Yeah.
He won't do that.
No?
He won't do that. Now, okay, if you want to come on over and give him a pet, we'll do one group at a time.
Yeah,
You can pet him on his shoulder or his neck. And feel free to take pictures with him. Isn't he? He's not a biter, but he's going to look for treats if you put your hand on him.
yeah.
Our horses are very spoiled. What's that, bud? kind of likes a firm touch, as opposed to some horses
Well,
that
maybe I
don't.
wasn't doing it. There you go.
We get a lot of donations of treats here. Sometimes people donate like big bags of horse cookies of different kinds. This is pastures.
Apple flavored one.
Yeah, yeah. Feel free if you want to take a picture of her with him. You can
Yeah,
do
you want to
that.
get on it?
He actually looks, reminds me of Chad, but the one that we had that was 28 was a bay.
He's actually a really unusually pretty for a standard bred, and I'm not talking down on them because they're my favorite breed, but they're not known for being like really refined looking. But this horse
He's got a
is
nice
beautiful.
body on him compared to some of the ones I've seen.
He's beautiful.
I don't know,
isn't he?
maybe that's because he's retired and he got a little bit
He's
more
just a
weight
good.
on him.
He's just always been a good looking horse.
And he knows it. Look for the camera. I don't want to, he said. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Keep it close up.
Hi there.
Can I take this off?
Yeah, and if you want to stand closer to him, you can do that
Hi
too.
there. Hi.
Look this way.
Hi there. Got it?
He's got great hair, doesn't he? Check out his mane, as you can see, is very long.
How old do they live?
Usually a horse like this will live about 25 to 30 years old.
How old is he?
28. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he lived to 35. He's in good shape. He's happy.
How about like the Triple Crown when how that kind of horse?
Oh, go ahead.
How long they live?
Go ahead.
25 to 30.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, horses this size can live 25 to 35. These like professional athletes. Anything over 25 we kind of see as a gift.